Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How is your Monday going? Did everybody have a good weekend? So if you see that red live button, that means we're live. And if it's not, you can put in hashtag replay and I can see you then. I'm just going to try and take a quick second to see if I can find myself on my own page. See if I can bring myself up. There I am. And just so in case my comments don't work on my phone, they'll work on my computer. Hopefully everything will work. So I can't believe this is part 4 to the junk journal, the little boy's junk journal, that's what we're calling it. So I started this out by taking, hi Rita, thank you for jumping on today. So we took 2 little golden books apart and this truck book apart, and we added it all together. How's your weather today, Rita? Ours is hot and swampy, like everybody else in the, I don't know what you call Texas. I don't know if it's considered the South or what, in the midst. But hi Rita. It says, hello, Rita's watching. Hello, Rita's watching. So, hello. But anyways, we sewed in 5 signatures into this 1-inch spine. And I've been really trying. Hi, Petro. How are you doing today? Hi, Barb. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully, we're going to get this journal done and over with. This is part 4 to this. So it's taken quite a bit, but we've gotten pretty close to all of it. And the only thing that's really, it's not that thick for having 5 signatures in there. So we're gonna do a quick little flip through of what we've done already for a new one. So I added this little truck to the front. All I did was fussy cut some material. How's your guys' weather, Petro? Ours is hot and humidity. And then I ran the washer and dryer and it just made my house even more humid. So we didn't really do anything to the pages that were from the book. We kept them together, and then we just made like little pockets, little flip outs for him, and little places to write. And we put some vellum over that. And I added a couple of tags into this vellum here, and so we've had kind of fun playing with it. It's actually been fun, a little fun journal to make. Hi Cindy, thanks for coming in. It's cold, it's winter there. Oh my goodness, we're all gonna go visit you because we're all hot over here. So we just made like it's an up-tuck pocket, so I just put that in there. And then we added this, and I got some stickers over the weekend, so I added some stickers. And how cold does it actually get? Is it like in the 20s or the 30s, or I've never been to Africa, so I'm not sure. And we put this one in. This is like, it's stuck there a little bit. So we just were, playing with all of that, and I put a tag there, and tag here, tag there, tag everywhere. And then we made this little tuck spot here. And we cut out that little truck. Hi, Carol. Hot, 110. You win, Rita. I don't think it's quite 100 here yet. Rita wins. And then I just put this little, it's like a double tag. I'm going to put a little tie on it for him so he can write in there, or grandma can put a note in there for him. And it's just got all kinds of little tag spots, for him to journal on. Still need to add the strings to these. But we're pretty close to being done with the fire truck part. This is just a little pocket, and I put a little picture in there for him. And then, like I said, I picked up these stickers yesterday, so I added them. 99. Yeah, that's hot too. So I think I have a couple of pictures I printed out that we're going to put on here, and then under that we're ready to do the farm part. So let's get you guys turned down. So, oh look, I have a package that has arrived. I like that. So I'm just going to turn you guys down, so you can see what we're doing. And I printed out, because I was running out of fireman stuff. So this is from Lisa Siegel's, from Vintage Roots, which I'm not sure if it's Vintage Roots or Northern Roots. So I just cut out a couple of firemen and, that she had on her page. And I'm going to put one of them on here. So I'm going to just trim that down. It's 9 degrees. Okay, well 9 degrees is cold. That's cold. It gets like that sometimes here in Texas. Not for very long, thank goodness. Our pipes, we've had like a couple of times when it's gotten, we moved to Texas when the Great Freeze came. So our first Texas winter, we stayed in a fifth wheel, and my daughter was in hers and I was in mine, and some of my grandkids were in them, and it froze so bad that the pipes, my motorhome, or my fifth wheel, came from, it actually had heated tanks, so I didn't have any of the freezing problem like my daughter had in hers. But she had some way more freezing problem. We called it poopsicles. We ended up having to go to a hotel because the pipes froze in their RV, and it was just too cold. So I'm gonna go ahead and notch. Well, I got notches coming out everywhere. This, because it's going into a pocket. Where are they coming out at? And that pocket has a notch. So I'm going to notch it just so it matches up the pocket. And just gonna take just a little tip off. You guys can't even see, huh? So all I'm doing is trying to put this down here. And I'm just gonna notch up here, see if I can get it to match. I got notches coming out though everywhere. So hopefully I'll get it lined up so I can just kind of put it in there. And that's not too bad. I kind of got it off a little bit that way. So I think I'm going to just notch a little bit more. Hi Linda. Hi Barbara. Thank you for coming in. Or hopefully we're going to be able to finish up this little boy's journal. Well, why isn't it working? I'm just making that notch just a little bit bigger so I can move it over. I got notches flying everywhere. So we're gonna add this fireman to here. So, but yeah, so we ended up having to go because not all of Texas, but a lot of Texas lost water, they lost power. The grid went down when we moved. It was like, I guess it was like the freeze of 100 years or something. The 100-year freeze is what they called it or something. I don't know. But we got, what are we getting ourselves into? We survived it. And that looks cute on there. So I do have one more over here to try and cover up. And then we're going to be out of the firemen. And these look like I printed the same one. They're kind of slightly different because one hose is brown and one's red. But I don't know if I can get all of it on there. So I'm gonna see if I can at least get the fireman and the part of the fire truck in there. And we'll go from there. Hi Linda Fletcher. Hi Carol. Hi Barbara. How was you guys' Monday? Did everybody have a good weekend? My husband must be he's into this popcorn mood, and every day he makes popcorn. And every day it smells like a theater in my house. Like, you know, when you walk into a movie theater and you smell that popcorn, that's what it feels like. Yes, I did get my road atlas, and I was already looking, and I'm like going, why? I'm already questioning it because I am starting my trip off by going to see my girlfriend in Missouri. Let's see, let's get a ruler out. I'm just fussy cutting over here. Hi Judith, thank you for coming in. So, as you know, I live in West Texas. So it's like, we gotta stay under 3.5 inches. So, let's see, 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. But anyway, so I'm going to Missouri first. So from my point of looking at the trip, it's like the less states I got to go through, the better, you know, kind of, in my opinion. But my husband kind of mapped it out, and he has me going through Kansas to get to Missouri. And I'm like, why would I go through Kansas? I can just go straight through Oklahoma into Missouri. But his way is an hour shorter than my way, but I don't know why I need to go through Kansas, so I don't know. But I did, I got the atlas, and I highlighted my route out of Texas so far. But I stopped in Oklahoma because I'm not sure if I'm going to cut across my way and go straight to Missouri through Oklahoma, or if I'm going to go his way up through. So I don't know yet. But I like, oh no, I need to learn how to read an atlas again. But when I put it in my Waze or like maps, it does pick both routes, and it picks his route as an hour shorter. But both ways, I have to pay tolls. I never even considered that I was going to have to pay to drive on highways. I don't know. So now I have to add that into my expense. And then it's like, do you stop at a toll booth? And who has tolls? Who knows this? Do you have to like stop at a booth? Do I need to get a machine? Does it automatically read? Does it send me a bill? Too many questions I have over it. So that turned out cute there. So we're done with the firemen. Woo! All right, so let's put that away. And then I also picked up these really cute little farm animals at the store this weekend. And I think they're going to be cute in the farm animal section. So we have 2 little signatures in the farm section. But we only have really a couple of pages. So we have this page to fill. And I do have a couple of cute farm animal stuff to put in here. We got like this cow that's, this was from one of the books that I got, and I think I'll cut this down to fit this page. And I also did a new, I guess they're called one-page wonders or something like that. And I'm going to show you guys how to make it. You probably have already made it. It's a usually easy pass. See, now when I lived in California, they had toll roads, but you didn't have to go on the toll road. It was an advantage to go on the toll road, but I never went on them. I always stayed off the toll roads because it was already costing me a fortune to go anywhere anyways with gas. And I don't know. So I didn't never have one of those boxes that you get. So I might have to see if I have to get a box to take this trip. I don't know. I really don't know. Some states have readers and some need toll money. So you might have, I might need to actually have like cash, you mean? Oh. Oh my goodness sakes. somebody today told me I needed Louise to go with me, and I'm almost thinking I do need a Louise to go with me. I don't know. I thought it was just going to be, in my opinion, I always thought it was just going to be a little hop, skip, and a jump to go see my friend. So this is a little shorter than what I wanted it, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just going to distress above it and below it in this brown. I don't need to take toll roads to go north. Well, Jimmy Lou, why don't you fly down to Texas and then you can drive with me. You can be my Louise or my Thelma. And I'll pick you up in Abilene. You can fly into Abilene and I'll pick you up and then we can drive you back. Sound like a plan? So I think I'm going to round the corners on this. I haven't rounded any corners really on this. So. I don't know. I've never been afraid to drive anywhere by myself, to be truthful with you. I have never been afraid to drive. My problem is, now that I'm older, I don't see as well, kind of deal. That's my fear, is that I don't see. Yes, cash. I'll need cash. Quarters? Well, okay. You gonna throw quarters at the guy at the booth or what? I don't know. And my car is like 6 months short of having it where the map goes onto the dash, kind of deal. So my maps, I have to use my phone as my map. I can't have it come up on my dash. So that's cute. I like that there. So on this side, we can put something here. And I think we'll take a couple of these farm animals and we'll just, because I have a lot of them, and we might as well use them up. So these are like thick cardstock. They're really cute. So we can put a cow and a donkey and a sheep. And we can just like scatter them on. Then that would be cute on there. But do I have a GPS? Do I have a G? Well, my phone has GPS in it, and my car has like that little red button where if I had something go, I could call them. It's like a 911 in your car. But I don't have to where you like the new cars have, because my car's a 2017. And so no, I have a GPS on my phone, and I got a new atlas. But my problem with the atlas is I don't know north, south, east, or west. So yeah, I will put a bunch in. I do have some envelopes and stuff that I can put some in there so he can play with them. Believe me, I have 2 packages full of them. So I went a little crazy on well, it came in 1 package. I went a little crazy on the farm animals, yeah. So there'll be some for him to take out and play. And he can share them with his little sister maybe too. But yeah. I have a cute story about the map with my husband. When I first met my husband, we've been together 40 years. And so back in the day, before phones, there wasn't even a cell phone when I met my husband. There was no such thing as cell phones. They didn't even have pagers when I met my husband. Everything changed when I met him. Technology changed completely after I met him. So he used to do, he used to play music, and then he also had a concrete pumping company. So he was always had the Thomas guides, you know, the atlases, those books, and he always had them. Always had them in his truck because he always, you know, he had to be able to find where he was, you know, delivering. You know, he didn't pour. Oh, he poured concrete, so he had to, you know, be there on time, or, you know, all kinds of expensive stuff with concrete. But anyway, so he we were going to his friend's house, and his friend had just moved, so he handed me the Thomas guide, and he said, you know, tell him where to go. So I'm like going, go right, go left, go this way, you know, all this stuff. And he just, as calmly as he could possibly be, he just reached over and he took the book and he went like this. He goes, okay, now start again and tell us where to go. Because I mean, I had the book going the right direction, and I just figured that's the way you read it. But, you know, we were not going that way in the book. So it's like everywhere I was telling him to turn left, he really needed to turn right, or, you know, kind of deal. So we had to start the whole thing over again. And he kept me. I don't know why he did, but he kept me. 40 years later, we're still together. And I still don't know north, south, east, or west. So I don't know how I'm going to get to Virginia, but I'm going to get there. Okay, so we got to find something cute to put on this page. So I do have, like I said, I would make a waterfall for here, for this book, but we have, you know, we got to keep it thin. We have 5 signatures in here, so we can't be having fat waterfalls. In Houston, you don't have to, you have an easy path. Well, I'm not going through Houston, so we're lucky there. And the stuff behind, cars waiting for, yeah, see, that's I think the extra hour it's going to take is just to get through all these booths. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be fun. I'm just going to take it as a, you know, I'm not afraid. I really am not afraid at all. If I have to sleep in my, you know, if I get tired and I just have to sleep in my back seat, I've done that before. You know, it's like no big deal. I don't necessarily have to, I'm not a fussy person, so it's like I don't, whoopsie, I don't like that when it does that. There's something down in my thing again, but I'm just not I'm not a fancy person. I'm not a fussy person. I've always been an easy-going, easy person to where it's like, you know, I've slept in some crazy places in my lifetime. But I don't have to be at the Hilton, is what I'm saying. I'm comfortable sleeping in the backseat of my car in a truck stop if I have to, you know. Nowadays, it's a little more scarier, you know, because, you know, I'm older and wiser, like, you know, kind of deal. So, I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to put myself in harm's way, you know. I'm smart enough to sleep, you know, closest to the restroom, you know, and under a light, you know, kind of deal. But I just, it's only like 10 hours to get to Missouri. So that's not a big deal. I can get to my girlfriend's house without any problems. It's trying to figure out why the stupid map wants me to go into a state I don't need to go in to get in there just to save an hour. And it's like, do I want to do that? Do I really want to go to Kansas? But in all reality, she does live right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. I'm like, girl, where do you live? But that looks so pretty on that brown page, doesn't it? I love that. Hi, little cow. So we have another one. I think we'll do the chicken on this one, but I'm going to cut the white off. Let's see if I can cut this with this other chicken that I tore up. See if I can cut it down a little bit since I got to cut. We'll see. But It would be nice. Granted, it would be nice to have somebody sit in the car with me, you know, and read the map while I'm driving. But, you know, my phone is going to get me there. I mean, all I got to do is put in her address and it's going to get me there. It's just my brain is questioning why. And I have a tendency to like say, I put on my page why I don't like to turn left. And that's my husband's fault too. But I put on my page that if I had made more left-hand turns in my life, I'd probably be in different places right now. But my husband, like I said, he was a did cement, and his, you know, if you waste time making left-hand turns. And since you know, everything about concrete is, you know, that concrete's going to set up. You got to be where you got to be before the concrete sets up, you know, kind of deal. So he would always know, you know, he'd figure out his route to where it was only making right-hand turns. And so I am a victim of my husband's craziness. So I have, I don't want to be like that and say, oh, I didn't want to have to turn left, I'm going to go right, and then next thing you know, it's going to take me 3 more hours to get there, you know. I'm going to have to get over, and whatever the map tells me to do, I'm going to have to mind and do it, I think. I blame my husband for that. That, and I watched a movie that was called Last House on the Left. Never, I repeat, never watch that movie. I don't like scary movies anyways. I lived a scary life, and I don't like scary movies, and why we ended up watching that movie, I don't know, but it is a horrible, scary movie. Don't ever watch it. And don't ever live on the last house on the left. And I ended up living on the last house on the left too. And I would have to go up the other way, so I'd be the first house on the right instead of the last house on the left. But it's crazy. I'll make it. Don't worry, guys. I will make it. I like that. That's cute. That is cute. And we can actually, I think there was some chickens in one of these. What do we got? Oh, yep, we do have some chickens here. So we can actually put this guy on the side, having a little poking out. That'll be cute. But I got everybody worried about where I'm. My daughter says she's going to put a tracker on my car before I leave. So she already has my phone tracked. So I don't know why she's going to waste the money for my car. But she said she was going to track me. Hi, Beth. Thank you for coming on. Hi, Debbie. How are you today? Hi, Ashley. I'd take Ashley with me, but she got 4 kids, so nope. Miss Ashley got to stay home. I want to have her come over and watch my dogs. No. But let's see who else I might have missed. We got Linda Martin. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for coming on. I didn't see you sneak in. But yeah, I have, and I tell you, I got crazy stories. I've got crazy stories. I have lived a crazy life. But I think we all have. We all have lived some crazy lives. Okay, so I do have 2 more of these cows, or another cow I can put here. So let's do that. And then I want to make one of the, I think Jimmy Lou's made it on the Messy Craft Corner. And then I saw it today on YouTube. And I'm trying to remember the lady's name. I need to write down stuff. But I know I've seen it. I must still have something in my track right there. I've seen Jimmy Lou make it. And I know I've seen a couple other people make it. So it's like a 1-page flip-flop thingy bobberoo. So I think I'm going to make that, and we'll add it in here. And let me get this one put in, and then we'll play with it. And we'll see if we can attach it to the back side of this. So I really have gone through this book and not added too much. I haven't zhuzhed up very much at all. Haven't distressed too much. I think I need to change my blade again pretty soon because I'm getting the fuzzies on the edges. Who's gonna feed my horse? We have 3 ranch hands that work the ranch, and usually when I go out of town, one of the ranch hands comes over and does my horse for me. And so I'm not worried about my horse. It's my 2 dogs and my 83-year-old husband I'm worried about. Okay, so let's move this over. And if you want to make one with me, you can. All you need is a 12 by 12 paper and a scoreboard. Like, you know, just a board. I'm going to see if I can do this. And I made a couple earlier for a different journal. So the important part is, you know, when you buy these papers, you think, even though it says they're 12 by 12s, I've noticed that they're not always 12 by 12. So you need to have a 12 by 12. And so on my scoreboard, my 0 line is my cutting line. So it's way back here. And not at the 1, you know, like where Jimmy Lou's, her 0 is here, you know, on this side of her cutting line. Mine's not. So my paper is just barely reaching. I'm going to put it up so you can see. I don't know if I can get it there. See, it's just barely hitting the 12. It's almost 1/8 of an inch short. Or, yeah, almost. It's in between. It's 7/8, and then it's there. We're going to do it and see if it works. I mean, I can't stretch paper as much as I want to, and it looks like it is square, and it doesn't matter when it, you know, this paper, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do our first score line. What happened to my scoring tool? I can use this one. I like my little one, but here it is. I like this one from Cricut. So you're going to score at 2 inches. So I'm going to score at the 10. Can you see? Can everybody see? Let's move you over a little bit. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming in. And if you kicked out my cow patties today, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. If I haven't said thank you. So we scored it at the 2 inch. So we have our first one. So now we're going to turn it this way. And I have to put, you know, line it back up to my board. So I have to lift up my little thing to get it lined up. And now we're going to score it this way at the 4 and at the 8. So that's our scoring. So we have it scored here, and I can just stress where we have the score lines because it won't hurt. So we're going to fold this down, and I'll just distress a little bit at this score line so you can see it. So that's our first score. So now we have this part that we're going to work with. And this part we're going to fold up, and you don't need to measure. Can if you want to, but you don't want it to bump up against this if you can help it. So just do that and then fold. And then just take your tool that you got down in here so tight it won't come back out, and just, you know, burnish it so it's nice. And it actually is better if you have a thin paper. Now I did do it with a cardstock today, and it was a little harder to work with the cardstock. So basically now we have this folded. Ah, thank you, Bev. How are you today? So now we're going to make some pockets out of it. So we're going to actually take this center piece and we're going to cut it out. As soon as I find my scissors. So we're going to just cut this center piece out. So we're just cutting down to that, to where we actually scored it. So now we're going to actually take this center piece out. Aw, I'm glad you're good. What's your guys' weather been like? My daughter has been over in the UK and it's been a warm one for her. And I'm going to actually take it to my cutting board because I can get a straighter cut. So I'm holding down those two flaps. I just don't want to cut those flaps off. And boy, I tell you, my cutting tool is just not doing good today. It wants to rip. Oh, my dog's having a nightmare. He's dreaming. Don't you wonder what dogs dream about? Especially when they start like yelping and stuff. I try to give him a life where he wouldn't hurt. Okay, so now we have that cut out. So there we have that. And we're going to notch this one. So we're just going to take this one and put a little notch in it. Where's my other fold line? There it is. And we're making this one into a little pocket like that. So basically all we're doing is folding this one over, and we're going to fold this one over, and we've got this cute little pocket that's like a one-page wonder, but now we're going to actually cut this part apart and make it to where it'll fold better. And then today what I did was I took these two pieces of paper like this, and to be able to notch it, I just put it together, and then I just took it, my scissors, and cut it. So I'm confused now because I flipped it so many different ways. So we just want to take the bulk out of it is what we're trying to do. So it's easier just to fold it back on itself and then just take a little tiny snip out. So all I'm doing is just taking the smallest portion out. And I'm only going up to my little line where I scored it. So all I did was that. Just so it's taking some of that bulk out. Hi Jamie, thanks for coming in. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. It's been beautiful there. Ah, good. So I'm just taking the smallest smidgen off. The smallest smidgen. Has anybody seen Sue B? Hope she's okay. She wasn't on Friday, and she's normally on Mondays, and she wasn't on today either. So I'm just worried about her. So I have like a little tear right there. I'm just going to take my scissors and just zip it. So now we can glue it together. And we can round our edges. So like we can round this corner. We can round this corner. We can round this corner. And you can mass make these. They're fun to, you know, kind of mass make and then just leave it like that because it's just like a one-page wonder, and then you can put these away, and then if you've got something you want to decorate. Hi Yvonne, how are you today? you can then decorate it. So to glue it together, got all these little pieces, you can just simply, I'm going to just distress this part, just because you can see this part. And I keep doing it on my cutting board, and my poor board needs to be cleaned. So I'm just going to kind of do this just so you can see it. And then we're going to take the glue, and we're just going to glue down this little edge right here. Maybe not. Isn't that crazy how glue decides when it wants to work and when it doesn't want to work? And my glue pen don't want to go in. And for anybody that buys one of these bottles, I've had a lot of people ask, and I've sent a couple of them. If you have a pen, if your pen is not made out of steel, like if it's just a cheap little pen, it will rust inside of here. So don't just leave a pen in that's not a good quality pen, because if not, it will rust. Found that out the hard way. So you want to get a good pen if you're going to do it, like a stainless steel one. So all I'm doing is putting a little bit of glue on that edge, and we're going to glue this center flap down. And we have like a little tuck pocket there now. And then on these ones, it's up to you what you want to do with these. You can glue, you can keep them whole and glue them. You can turn it in this way and make a pocket. You can turn it this way and make a pocket. You know, it's up to you on what you're doing in your book, and or what you want to put behind it. You can leave it together. You can put another notch right here. So we could leave this side and, you know, come in and notch this one, and it'll have a flap over it. So we can do that. And it's just, it's up to you on what you want to put in the pockets. The other ones I made, I did the pockets totally different. I made side pockets out of it, and I made, you know, I didn't make one like this. This is the first time I'm making one like this. So now you have another pocket that has a lid, you know, that has a closure on it. And then on this one, we can take it and we can fold it. I'm trying to think. It would probably be better if I folded it in this way. So all I'm going to do is take this and fold it like that. And if you don't want it, I mean, you can just leave it in there. You can glue it down and leave it in it. But I'm going to take it off because we don't want the extra bulk. On this particular project, we can't afford to have the bulk. So I'm going to just cut this one off, hopefully, without tearing everything. All right, so we got that. And I think Jimmy Lou might have made something like this just yesterday or the day before, but she made it kind of out of a folder. So we're going to do that. And then we have another piece down here, and this little piece you can put back up here, and it'll kind of decorate a little bit of the pocket behind, you know, this white behind it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this piece behind it so I don't have to. You've been keeping a paper clip in it? It should be all right. So most paper clips are coated with something, so it should be okay, I would think. So I'm just going to put this paper, I'm gluing it down back in here. I know we just cut it off, but see, I wanted the pocket. So now we have a little pocket, and we can actually just take this little notch and put just the tiniest little notch right here so he knows it's a pocket. Ah, I'm losing it. So on this one, we're just going to glue right here, and then we're going to glue down this edge. And the closer you can get to the edge, the more room you have in your pocket. So now we have a cute little pocket that we're gonna paper clip into here. And I got some labels I've been making. So we'll just put it so he knows that there's stuff in it. And let's see if we got one more to go in here. So we're gonna close this up, and it'll just close on itself, and then we can just clip it with the paper clip. I got these cute ones at Ollie's, these little paper clips, and then he can just take it off, and he has this really cute thing, and Grandma can stick some, cute stuff in it for him if she wants, and it really doesn't take up a lot of room, and we just stick it on there. I thought that was kind of fun, and you can make this in any way with one piece of paper, and it doesn't have to be a double-sided paper at all. So I thought that was kind of neat. So we're going to put that there on that page. And then maybe we'll put a cute piggy wiggy down here on the bottom. And that'll help hold it down too. If you have like a really cute pen, like how you get a cute hat pin or something, or like these pearl pens or something like that, you can just take a fingernail polish, like a clear polish, and you could polish it, and that'll keep it from rusting too. Oops, I want glue on his ear. So we have a little piggy down there. So like if you have like a really cute hat pin, or any kind of pin like that, and you want it to use it for your glue, just put some clear fingernail polish on it. Oh, I should have put the horsey on it, but the horsey was there. Well, we got this page to do. So how's my time going? Oh, we have 15 minutes still. So I wish I could remember the lady I saw do that on YouTube, but I do know that I've seen it with Jimmy Lou on the Messy Craft Corner. So, and I can use my label maker. I can't believe I've gone all this time without having one of these things, and now that I have one, I just like love it. I'm a label making fool now. So we have this cute label that we can stick there. All right, what are we going to put on this page? I'm running out of things. So I have this wood, looks like barn wood. And on the back side of it. So we'll just put some barn wood there. I'm just kind of giving myself a mark so I can score it or cut it. But this would be a good page to use too. I can't even find my, there it is. Let's do the smartest thing in the world and measure this page. It is 5 3/4. So what is everybody going to be up to next? Does everybody have plans for their week? My daughter is finally flying home tomorrow. Oh man, I did not do a good job measuring that. What did I measure? She's in Romania right now. So they have to leave tomorrow, their hotel room at, I think she said like 3:30 in the morning to get to the airport. And then I doubt if I'll see her until Wednesday, because they fly into Dallas, and I'm pretty sure that they'll end up staying the night in Dallas and then coming home the rest of the way. So we could do our fancy little pocket here that I like to do. But I will be excited to see her. This is the longest I've not seen my daughter, and I can't tell you how long. She's been gone for, I think, 6 weeks. 6 weeks. So long. So I'm just going to glue this one on. You love that thing. What thing? Oh, the tag maker? I love that tag maker. I can't believe that I waited so long to get it. Oh my goodness. I had no idea how easy it was to make a tag until I got that tag maker. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so fun. So we can take this one. I'm going to just dress it up a little bit, just so we can see that it's a pocket. And I already put my notcher back. And we'll just notch out a little corner of it. And then we'll put this one on there. Hey Carrie, how are you? How's your guys' weather? Is it muggy? Hey, I have a question for all of you guys that live like in Virginia and all of those states around there. What's the weather like in October? I'm a planner. I need to know what kind of clothes I should be planning on bringing. I don't know. What it, like in October, is it like already cold? Is it warm? Is it windy? Is it rainy? I have not been back east very much in my life. Maybe a few times. Oh, we could put this little chicken inside of here. Wouldn't that be cute? That would be cute. Oh, we have another page to put that on. Okay, I'll use it. I was going to put, oh, look at this little guy. Has all of the barn animals. I think I'm going to put that there. 60s in Maryland. Oh, see, that's cold to me. I'm a Southern California girl. So, that's the problem, is I've been raised in a state, I was born and raised in Southern California. And Southern California has two. It has summer and sort of winter. So it's like, we think it's freezing if it gets to 60 degrees in California. But now that I'm in Texas, I've, kind of gotten used to a couple of different, now this one's got oh, here's one that has little birdies. Well, let's do the birdies. And we've got a goat and some birds. But in Texas, like I said, we get snow. I mean, it doesn't like stay more than a day. We get the rain, we get the heat. We don't get really a lot of fall. I'm so excited to actually Jeans. Okay, jeans and sweat. That's my kind of, okay. I'm a good jeans and sweatshirt girl. That's me. Nice flannel shirt and a pair of jeans, I'm good. But I like, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to get a chance to see like the leaves start turning, I think, in October. So I'm hoping to, you know, like get to see all of that beautiful trees with all the oranges and the yellow. That's another thing I'm afraid of on this trip, is that I'm going to want to stop every 15 miles and stop and take a picture because my daughter and I have been known to stick our heads out a window and take pictures a lot. So, we've had my son-in-law actually stop on bridges so we could get pictures. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that going by myself. I wish I could get my daughter to go with me on this trip, but it's not her thing. She's not into, you know, crafting with me and that kind of stuff. And she's more into shopping at Louis Vuitton now. I will be shopping at the Dollar Tree. See how many Dollar Trees I can hit between here and Virginia. But don't get me wrong, I don't mind staying, you know, I don't mind living a good life once in a while, but she married it. I did not. I like that on there, so we're going to put that on this page. But I am looking forward to meeting everybody and chatting with everybody in person. I might be like, okay, who lives in this state? I need a place to sleep tonight. No. I am thinking I might, when I leave Missouri, I don't think I'm going to get all the way in Virginia. It's 16-hour drive, that one. So I think I might have to stay the night somewhere. So I like that. And we have 4 minutes left. Ugh. What can we do in 4 minutes? Not much. So I don't have anything else cut out. So I think I will just bring the camera up. We could put some grass. Oh, that would be really cute. We can do that, and then we'll put some animals on this grass. Except for, I need to trim this real quick. But I do believe this will be the last live I do on this book, because we only have like 3 more pages, and I'm actually going to take this one with me and not mail it. I'm going to take it with me to give to Janet's grandson. I'm going to give it to her, and then she can give it to him when I go out and visit them. So I'm going to put that there, and then we'll put all the little barn animals eating the grass. Let's see what else we got. We got this horse. He likes grass. We'll put that one down. Oh, I got this cute cow. Maybe we'll put the cute cow. You want me to show you that page? Okay, I do. Let me just glue this real quick, and then I'll show you what you got. Everybody get your pencil with you, or your paper, or record it. Let's see. I have a black, which will be fun. It's going to be hard to see, but it'll be fun to decorate because it's black. So I have this nice, this is a little thick. It's thicker than what you need. You don't really need anything this thick. And let's just make sure it's 12 inches, so it is. Whew. So our first cut, or not cut, our first score is at 2 inches. And I know I'm going backwards. I could do it this way. Here's 2 inches. I was doing it from the 12 inch, but we make our first score at 2 inches. And then we're going to take it out and we're going to flip it. And we're just lining it right back up. And now we want to score it at 4 inches. and we want to score it at 8 inches. So now we have all of our score lines, and everything that we need is right there. So we're just bending that so we know where we're going to go, and we're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it into that we just did. We're just making it an envelope, like, you know, this pocket. So we're just going to burnish that. And now's when you can make all of your decisions on what you want to do. Now, if you wanted to keep this piece in, you could keep it in and have 3 pockets going down. The lady that I watched today, which I can't remember her name, she took this piece out. And it seems to work, it seems to fold better without having all of that flap in there. So I'm going to cut it out as soon as I find my scissors again, because it does seem to fold better with this one piece removed. So now I'm just going to remove this flap. And I'm afraid to put it in my tool, because my tool, or my cutting board, seems to want to drag. So now we just took that piece out. And actually, there's no waste to it, because you could actually put this piece back on and put another pocket. So you're not wasting any of the papers that you cut off. So we have that. So now we need to cut this part. So we can either cut it with our, you know, bring it together, and that way you have an easy way to cut it. And we're just basically, I'm going to do it with my scissors. You're just basically trying to take the smallest little curve out. And you don't want to go past your bend mark. You're just taking this little piece off. All we did was make it to where this folds up, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. And if you put them together like that, you get an even mark instead of, you know, trying to do it on each side. But if you had a bunch of like these blacks or any color, so this is the only waste out of it. That's the only waste that you're going to have, because I don't know how you could use that over. So now you have your folds and your flaps, and it'll just fold back into itself. And you have your one paper wonder that you could decorate. Hi, Renee. Thank you for coming in anyways. So that's the one. And then with the black, you can just do any, you know, you can do it any way you want to. Because now you can make this into a pocket here. You can flap it down or make it a half pocket. You can, even when you cut off these edges, you can make them into pockets. So I hope you guys try that one out. It's super easy, and it doesn't have to be a two-sided paper or anything. And you can just take these and make this part of it and put it away in a box. And then when you need to decorate something, you already have something to work with. And I'm going to let you guys all go, because I like to keep my videos at around an hour. And I'm already at my hour. So I will be back on Thursday. We're doing the Journal Pals. And I think I start at 10 o'clock Central Time. It's 10 o'clock Eastern, or 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. So everybody has to come and see what I'm going to make. I was going to give you guys a sneak peek, but nope. I don't have it out here, so. Thank you. So hopefully you guys come and see what I'm going to do the Journal Pals on Thursday. So there won't be a sale this week because I'm going to be doing the Journal Pals. And then I will be working on the Nutcracker on Friday. And hopefully we'll have that one up. And then we're going to be starting new journals. So I hope everybody has a good week. And thank you for crafting with Nani and kicking out all my cow patties. You guys are helping my page grow. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I will talk to you guys all soon. Bye.